The season started off so well, and now we've had a bit of a tougher run of matches, and our form isn't quite as good. Yes, hello, welcome into Living Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter on Football Manager 22. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss a single episode of this. Come on, we're what, 8 seasons in, something like that, so you don't want to miss anything if you have missed anything so far. If you have missed, you can go and watch everything until we've got to this stage if you're new around here, right at this point. Go on. If you've got, days of sitting about doing nothing, or you want to listen to something in the background, why not do that when you're playing Football Manager yourself? That's an idea. And if you haven't already hit a like on this video, please do. It'd be really much appreciated. Algorithm, likes, all that sort of thing. It will share it around far and wide to everyone who you think would like this. So please do leave a like on the video if you haven't already. If you missed the last episode, go and check that one out. We played against PSG. We got a 1-0 draw on that one, as you can see from the screen in front of you. And we also talked to you about how we got on in the transfer episodes before that. Really, we're only a couple of episodes into this season, so go and check those previous ones if you missed them out so you know exactly where we are. Since that last episode, it was a 1-0 draw, as I mentioned, thanks to goals from Maronier and Asensio scored against us. We did beat Troyes 1-0. James Ward-Prowse got himself a goal, and that one was a free kick. Of course it would be with James Ward-Prowse. We then played Man United in the Champions League. A 3-0 loss. It was disappointing. Less said about that, the better. We then did win 1-0 against Nice, thanks to a goal from Mohamed Salah. And then 2 draws. 1-0 against Lyon, 1-1 against Stade Rennais, or Rennes, depending on how you want to refer to them as. We conceded a 92nd minute goal in that game against Rennes, which was very disappointing. To be honest, we didn't play that well. So a draw was probably a fair result, but it was very disappointing to concede a goal so late on. And that leaves us actually in 3rd position in Ligue 1 because Rennes are up there with us as well. That draw against them kept them above us. If we'd beaten them, obviously we'd go ahead of them, but that's not how life works, unfortunately, for us. We are still unbeaten. We haven't lost a game, but we have drawn 3, those being PSG, Lyon and Rennes. And if you have a look at the league table, Rennes in 2nd, we've drawn with them. PSG in 1st, we've drawn with them. Lyon, who are in 7th, we've drawn with them. The teams that we've dropped points to are the teams who are up there with us in the table. So it's not against teams that we shouldn't have conceded points to or stuff like that. So it's not that bad. We did, as you saw, we had a win against Nice in there as well. That was a 1-0 victory. So we've played a lot of the teams around us. We've actually played 4 of the top 7 teams. And obviously we can't play ourselves. So 4 out of the 6 teams around us we have already played. And today we will play against Marseille in the second game of the episode. We will play 5 of the 6 teams around us. And then we play Lille later on. But we're getting kind of all the teams around us out the way early on in the season. And then hopefully it'll be kind of lower mid-table teams we have the rest of it. So maybe we'll catch up then. But the fact that we haven't lost a game against any of the sides around us, it's a positive thing, I suppose. It's just a bit frustrating after we started so well. We've had a lot of draws. And we also had that loss in the Champions League as well. You can see in the Champions League there, the first game of today's episode is against Dynamo Kiev, and it's a battle of the bottom teams, I suppose. Man United and Ajax have already played earlier on today. Ajax drew with Kiev in the first game and of the round of group stage games, and Man United beat ourselves. They also beat Ajax since they played. So if we win our game against Kiev, we do go 2nd, which is what we're expected to do in this league. A little bit of me thinks should we drop down into 3rd and try and get Europa League, but if we're going to I imagine we'll probably get through quite comfortably in 2nd place here, so long as we get a victory against Dynamo Kiev today. Then I say a tough game against 4th place Marseille in the second game of today's episode. Let's show the team we're going to use for the game against Kiev. Oh yeah, one other thing to mention. We made another signing, Yusuf Demir. Remember him? We had him at Austria, then Villarreal. Well, we signed him on loan. They were looking to get rid of him, and they haven't asked for a loan fee. So I'll take that. We are paying half of his contract with an optional future fee of 82 million. We're not going to pay 82 million pounds for him, but guess what? We'll have him on loan for the season. We know how good Demir can be. Adds a little bit of depth to that attacking midfield, central midfield, striker position. I like Demir. I like how he did. So he's joined us here. I hope you're not too annoyed that I just keep bringing the same players about. But that's the whole point of this save, I suppose, isn't it? We move. We get some players we like. We bring them with us. They become kind of legends of the save, you could even say. And I think Demir could be one of those, depending on how he does. Obviously, we only had him for 3 seasons at Villarreal. We'd loaned him in, obviously, in that winter that we first came to Villarreal. We then bought him. He was there for 1 year. It wasn't. I thought it was there for 3 years. He wasn't. He was only there for a year and a half with us, technically. Well, that's good. Was it a summer loan? They played 23 games. That'd be a lot to play in the second half of the year, wouldn't it? I'll be honest, I'm not sure. We had him for a couple of seasons at Villarreal. We enjoyed using him. We've got him on loan here at Monaco. Let's see if we can maybe be successful with him here again. He did play against his old team, Man United, in the first game of the Champions League group stage, and he didn't do well. So less said about that, the better. The team is a little bit tired after the last few games, so we're going to have to make some changes to it. So we'll just make them and show you them in just a split second, and then we'll get into the game against Kiev. First thing to note, though, or what I think to note, Moroni's just come back from injury. Remember, he was out for a while with an injury, so we did have to kind of rotate who were playing in the attacking portion of the field. That's another reason I thought of getting Demir in on loan, just to add some depth up there as well. But we'll rotate this side about, get some of the tired legs off the field, and we'll show you the team we're going to use for the game against Dynamo Kiev. So here's the team we're going to use. Kobel in goal, Darwin and Stergiu at the back. Llorente will cover it right back for us today, and Christensen at left back. Bentancur, Tushmeni and Ward-Prowse in midfield. Salah, Maroni and Simic the front three. You can see a lot of players not registered for the... Yeah, because remember I mentioned the lack of homegrown talent? Well, we actually have nobody at all who's trained at Monaco. That could be a problem. It really could. The squad has got something like 20 players in it because we only have 3 homegrown in France as well. We'll have to sign some more French players, and specifically those trained at Monaco, I think, in the next transfer window. I didn't quite realise how bad the situation it was going to be, but hopefully this team can do the job and will beat Dynamo Kiev today. So Dynamo Kiev are playing a very strange 4-2-2-2 formation, but not 2 in the attacking position or the wide positions, but 2 defensive mids and 2 central midfield players. So surely going out wide would be a sensible thing for us when we're attacking, you would have imagined, as we break away from what was a free kick for Kiev there. Salah down this right hand side, back to Llorente, ball into the middle, and it's headed back by Anderson to carry us in the goal of Kiev, and he'll launch this one long, you do imagine. He does indeed. Well won by Stergiu. Tushmeni back to Bentancur. Ward-Prowse switches the play towards Salah, who's in behind the defence here. Kind of launched away by Karius there. And eventually Kiev get the ball back. But we win it with a Darwin header. Tushmeni has it. Forward to Simic. Overlap of Christensen if he can be found. Instead, Ward-Prowse finds Salah on the right-hand side. And he plays it into the middle. And Simic heads it, and it's just over the bar. Good start to the game for us. Free kick from Ward-Prowse swung in, and it is clear away. Only as far as Bentancur though, and Ward-Prowse will take it down again. Back to Stergiu, the centre-back who hits, and that's a decent effort for a centre-back. Good strike from him, but just wide of the goal. There's been lots of shots in the game so far, but we've not really got to see any highlights. We've played the ball out, shot from a goal kick, as we so frequently do, and Ward-Prowse has switched the play towards Salah, but Svensson clears it away. Simic doesn't win the header, but Christensen will recover the ball, and he goes down this left-hand side. There's not really any right winger to try to defend against him, and Karius will launch that one away. Darwin should win this header. He does. Tushmeni wins his header too. There's a bit of a header ping-pong going on there, but the ball's eventually down on the ground with our players here, and Simic out to Christensen. He's in so much space out wide. What's he going to do? He doesn't get past Marlon, but he does win the ball back, and now Bentancur plays it toward Price, who could switch the play toward Tushmeni. He does indeed. He's got Llorente there. Forward to Salah. Wonderful football. Wonderful goal. Is it going to be checked for offside? No, it's not. It's just been given straight away. I thought with the assistant referee not moving, it might have been checked for offside, but no, it wasn't. It was just wonderful football in the end. And we lead 1-0. What a good chance. A good goal, I should say. Llorente with a wonderful ball, and Salah with the volley in at the near post. Wonderful, wonderful football. Ward-Prowse, Tushmeni, went to Llorente and Salah, and we score goal. Wonderful, wonderful start. Can we make it 2 before half time? Let's find out. Simic down this left-hand side. Back to Christensen. Into Simic. Into the middle. Tushmeni heads it, and he had a clear header. Not challenged at all. And headed it wide of the goal. We've reached half time. I'm going to make some very peculiar tactical changes, which you're going to question, almost certainly, but I'll try to explain to them. I realise try to explain to them was not a sentence. I'll try to explain why I do them. That's what I meant to say. Right, this looks crazy, I know, but I think we're going to try and take advantage of the fact that they don't have many people in advanced positions, and they certainly don't have many people wide. So, here is the plan. Front three, we want to try and use those front three players to take the minds of the defenders, the four defenders, who hopefully sit narrow to defend them, and we will sit with wingers out wide to exploit those spaces. Bentancur will drop between the defenders to help defend against the two strikers, and the midfield hopefully can defend the midfield. That's the aim. That's the aim. What we're going to do is we're going to focus the play out wide, and we're going to make sure our attacking width is extremely wide, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the ball out wide and focus it down the left and right. Let's see if it works. We're already winning 1-0. The worst that can happen is we lose the game, and that'd be very, very annoying. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I meant to say as well, we have made obviously a change. We've brought off Christensen, brought on Demir to play in that left wing position as a winger, and we've moved Llorente forward to play as a right winger, and then the two people who were as the wingers are now playing up front alongside Moroni. And so far, it's really worked, hasn't it? Here we go, corner kick, swung it in by Kiev, and it's clear away. And now do we have a chance to perhaps break away and show how this tactic is going to work? No, it doesn't look like it, as Svensson has the ball, and Darwin is out there trying to defend. It looks like there's nobody in the middle, there's three attackers. It's somehow saved by Cobble. There's three people in the box there and only one defender, and somehow we've not conceded a goal there, which is particularly impressive. Cobble gets the ball and he'll launch it long toward the left. Demir flicks it onto Simic, and here's where the overload happens. Moroni in behind, and he misses. Oh, what a chance. We have so many people in those attacking positions, and we somehow have not scored a goal there. Ward-Prowse will swing this one into the front post, and it's headed away. Tushmeni will collect, and there's 20 minutes to go. We've already brought Paretta on for Salah, because Salah was struggling for some fitness. We're also going to bring on Antonelli to play up front as well. And if he needs to come back to play midfield, they've got that versatility there should we need it. Darwin comes forward down this right-hand side. Not bad for a centre-back coming so far forward. Darwin again finds Llorente, who's just unmarked there. Ball forward to Moroni. He got to finish now. He does indeed. Wonderful finish from Moroni. We lead 2-0. And will I say this tactical change has worked? I'm not sure. It's leaving us a bit open at the back, but it is definitely exploiting the space in the wide area. You can see there that fullback has no idea what to do. Doesn't know what man to try and mark. So it ends up nobody's marking Llorente, and Moroni gets in between the two centre backs. You can see on the far side there as well, with the winger and the other wide forward, both against the fullback, where we're doubling up where we need to, and we're exploiting those weaknesses out wide, as we are somehow not conceding a goal with only playing two defenders, which is impressive in itself as time is ticking down. And we're going to win this one quite comfortably. Lots of shots in the game, but we're going to win it quite comfortably as Antonelli has it. And let's see if this tactic works. Tushmeni finds Ward-Prowse, wonderful ball forward, and Karius holds on. Let's see how we defend. That could be interesting. Not very well, it would appear, as Dynamo Kiev come forward, and Amarte's in behind the winger here. Amarte forced out wide though. Back to Marlon. There's lots of bodies in the box, but it's cleared away. And can we break away? Is that what's going to happen here? It's like a 4-on-2. Demir plays the ball forward to Antonelli. No one's marking him at all. Can he get the ball in the middle? Lots of men there. Paretta heads at the back post, and it's wide off the goal. I wasn't expecting this team win or get goals, I should say, on the break, but we nearly did there, and we won 2-0. And after that peculiar tactical tweak, I don't think we're going to do it again. They appear demotivated. I'm not sure why. We won the game 2-0, and I said they played well. So who knows? Our former team Villarreal won their game as well, and Roma also won their game in the Champions League. We're just setting up teams to be Champions League contenders. That makes total sense, because I build teams for the future, because I like signing young players, and that's exactly what I've done there. But yeah, we won that game quite comfortably in the end. We play Marseille in 4 days' time to see if we can keep competing at the top of Ligue 1. I'll see for that one very shortly. I promise we're not going to have weird tactical changes in that one. Maybe. Right, here we are then for game number 2 of this episode, up against Marseille. And this is a team that we are going to go with. A few changes from the last time. Moroni picked up an injury in training, so he's sat on the bench, and Simic is struggling for some fitness. So we have made a couple of changes to this side. Cobble in goal, Darwin, Stergiou at the back, Wan-Bissaka and Christensen in the full-back position, Thielmann, Tushmeni and Antonelli, the normal midfield 3. That's the aim, certainly, for this season. That's going to be the normal midfield 3. In fact, that's the normal back 8, I suppose. Madueke is going to cover the right-hand side, Salah up front and Rodrigo on the left. Basically, it's a full-strength team, except we're playing Salah up front instead of Moroni, and Madueke is covering on that right-hand side for him. Let's see how we get on. So far this season, 7 goals for Salah, 3 for Tushmeni, and that's about the only goal scorers we have in the first team. Rodrigo's got 1 as well, but the other goals are on the bench. So let's see how we do in this one. Tough game up against Marseille. Marseille playing a 5 at the back formation. I think it's the first time we've come up against that so far in Ligue 1, so let's see how we get on. As we got a free kick early on here, playing in our red and white. Salah with the free kick, it's off the frame of the goal, and Darwin tucks that into an open net, and we lead 1-0 early on in this game. Even when Ward-Prowse is not in the team, he has 20 for his free kick taken. Salah has some pretty good free kicks. That comes off the bar, and the keeper nowhere to be seen for the rebound from Darwin. And early on in this game we go up 1-0, but Marseille do have a chance straight from kickoff. What are they going to do? They come down this right hand side as Sambia has it, back to Onda, and can we win the ball back off? No, we can't. It goes into Amiri in midfield and back to Dragusin and Amiri and Botheim and Gerson. It's over the left hand side. There's a 2-on-1, but the wing back stays a little bit further back as it comes back to him. Patrick and Amiri over to Sambia now on this right hand side. Can he get past Christensen? He plays it back into Under, over into the middle, and Gerson tucks that in. And I tell you what, I said they had a chance, and they certainly did. And it's back to 1-1 after 10 minutes here. That was a nice football from Marseille, just not getting out to cover everything as we need be, like the man just not being marked there in the middle of the box. And that's what happens when you don't mark your men. You can concede goals, and it's 1-1 here. I say we're getting to the end of this tough run of fixtures. If we can leave it without a defeat, that would be very, very good indeed. I would like to win this one, but if we draw, I wouldn't be too disappointed. But we'll see how we get on as the game progresses. And there's a chance there for Marseille down this right-hand side. But Christensen won the header and he found Rodrigo. And it's into Antonelli now. Hopefully he'll work well as a playmaker this season. Rodrigo with it now. Forward to Madueke. He's on for the first start, I think, of this season. And he had a good shot there. Just saved by the goalkeeper down to his right. And Salah will take the corner ball into the front post. And it's headed away. And that's the end of the highlight. While all this is happening, it is worthwhile noting PSG have won every game they've played this season apart from the one they drew with us. So they are kind of running away at the moment. So we need to make sure we can win our games to keep up with them. And Tushmeni scores to help us with that one, assisted by Rodrigo. And we go ahead yet again in this game, 2-1 with 22 minutes on the clock. Nice football there. Christensen, Antonelli passing the ball about. It was a dangerous passing to Rodrigo, but he came in field, find Tushmeni, who broke beyond that defensive line there, and Tushmeni tucks that one in, doing very similar job he is in midfield to the way that Sander Berg played for us in Villarreal, obviously because he's playing in the same position. That makes a lot of sense. As we have another highlight with half an hour on the clock, building out from the back as we like to do. Thielman dropping in between the two centre backs. And let's see if we can advance up this left-hand side now. Antonelli switches the play to Madueke on the right, though. And Wan-Bissaka goes past him. Not known for advancing on the right-hand side, but he finds Salah and he tucks it in and we lead 3-1. And Salah scoring lots and lots of goals from us. Whether he plays out on the right, whether he plays up front, he's scoring the goals. And I think it's a pretty decent signing for £10 million. I don't know what you think. Let me know down in the comments below as we are winning 3-1 here today. A wonderful ball from Wan-Bissaka. I was mentioning how he doesn't really maraud forward too often. Well, he did there. And we lead 3-1 now. And it's been a fairly comfortable game for us, which is not something we can always say when we've been playing as Monaco or we've been managing Monaco so far in this save. But we are indeed leading 3-1. We'll say to the dressing room, we are pretty happy there. And indeed we are. And I think we'll take off Salah as he's a little bit tired. And who will bring on up front? Perrotta. We've not seen much of him, so let's see how he gets on in this second half. I'd be very disappointed if we ended up, this game was turned around because he made that change. Hopefully that doesn't happen. The ball's swung in by Madueke there and cleared away. And Thielman finds Darwin and Stergio and back to Tushmeni. And Perrotta has a chance here and he tucks that one in for his second of the season. Perrotta on the score sheet, assisted by Madueke there. And it's 4-1 at the start of the second half. We've been very clinical indeed. XG is only 1.6, yet we are 4-1 up. Tushmeni, lovely ball in, headed on, and Perrotta tucks that past the keeper. He's only been on the field for a couple of minutes and he scored a goal. We lead 4-1. Well, after some disappointing results before today's episode, both the games in today's episode have been very positive results indeed. And as it stays as it is, we'll just be 4 points off of PSG after 9 games this season. but it could all turn around depending on what Marseille do here in the last half an hour of this game. The ball launched long. Wan-Bissaka will collect it though when he comes forward. Tchouameni with it now, who is wearing the captain's armband, the club captain. Porretta for to Rodrigo. Can he get another goal? Yes, he can. Off the inside of the post there. And he's got himself another goal this season. He'd been fairly quiet. Had assisted a few. You'd think he'd only said that was his third goal. I'm sure that's only his second goal of the season. I'm sure I mentioned he'd only scored one before we came into this game. But nonetheless, got himself on the score sheet and we are leading 5-1. And we'll make some changes here as well. Some of the Tardis can come off. Tchouameni will bring on Llorente for him, and Ward-Prowse can come on for Antonelli as well. Some old legs coming into that midfield to see out the rest of the game. That's always a positive thing we can do. We can bring on vast experience at the end of the game just to see out the game when you're leading it quite comfortably. Thielman with an absolutely outstanding effort for him. That came off the outside of the post. He plays basically 90 minutes almost all the time in that holding midfield role. He's pretty impressive. He's a stalwart of the side, certainly, in that defensive midfield position. I think it was £30 million well spent. Same for Maronier. The money on Darwin was well spent. Christensen's outstanding in that left back position. I'm happy with all the signs we made from our old clubs, and we won that game 5-1. And that was a pretty dominant victory, I would say. 5 different goal scorers for us as well. Everyone playing pretty well. And if we have a look at the league table after that one, we are just 4 points behind PSG. 7 goal difference better off they are, but we're still very close to them. Ourselves and Rennes, the challengers at the moment. Marseille were very close to us, but they've now 4 points behind us. I wonder if there's going to be a wee gap forming in there. The only teams in the European places we haven't played yet are Lille. And then apart from that, it's all teams in the kind of lower mid-table that we have to play on the next run of fixtures until we get to Christmas. So it's hopefully a little bit of an easier run. Maybe PSG will have some tougher games and maybe we can catch up with them. It's going to be very exciting indeed. So we're now away on Portugal duty, which is not exciting at the moment. It's a Nations League. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about Portugal much further down the line. Maybe in a couple of years when we have a World Cup, or if we've changed team by then, you never know. Maybe we'll be there as well. But the next episode is going to be a game against Ajax, the second one probably. That makes a lot of sense. And we'll play against Nantes in that one as well. They're down in 18th position, the bottom of the league team. That should be a comfortable victory. So hopefully we can get a win against them. And we can also get one against Ajax, which will put us in a very good position in our Champions League group. By then we'll have played against Bordeaux, who are in 13th, Auxerre who are in 9th, and Angers who are in 12th. So kind of mid-table sides. Hopefully 3 victories in Ligue 1 by then, and maybe PSG will have dropped some points. So if you have enjoyed this one, a 2-0 victory over Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League and a 5-1 over Marseille, then please leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until the next one, which is going to be games against Ajax and Nantes, we'll see you then.